for the final game of the AHAI Elite 8, presented by the SHL Network on YouTube Live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the second of two broadcasts here tonight in this quarterfinal round of the Boys Red Varsity State Tournament. This matchup features the number 3 seeded Stevenson Patriots out of the Scholastic Hockey League, taking on the number 6 seed out of the Chicago Catholic League, the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. Alongside Andrew Rubin and Taylor Rammelt, I am Max Anderson, along with our all-star technical crew. We will have all the live game action for you here from Bensonville. These two teams met once during the regular season. It was a 5-2 victory for Stevenson. For more on how Stevenson looks to advance to the Final Four, we're going to send it down to ice level. Our very own Andrew Rubin standing by with Stevenson head coach Tom Wood. Andrew.
Thanks, Max. I'm here with Coach Tom. Coach, first game in a while from you guys since those SHL playoffs. What are you looking to from you guys from the start?
Well, you know, we're playing against a team that's got a good goalie, so the big thing for us is going to be getting in front of the net, getting traffic to the net, right? We're both pretty aggressive on the forecheck, so to me, whoever's going to win this game is going to have the best forecheck, right? And whoever gets the scrappy goals in front of the net, banging the rebounds, and you got to play good defense, right? Two good goalies, and to me, it'll all be about like who forechecks harder, who does the little grinder stuff, block shots, all that stuff. So.
Coach, you brought up their goalie, but also their defensemen as well. 6 senior defensemen. How do you look to generate offense against them?
Well, you know, I think we have a depth advantage, right? So I do think they're a little top heavy on defense. So we're going to try and get some matchups and do those sorts of things to get some opportunities to score against not their best defenseman, right? So you know, I know 23 is a good player. So we're going to try and stay away from him as much as we can. Having the last change helps a little bit with that. So, you know, we'll try and get some matchups and do those sorts of things. So,
thank you very much, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. And there's one thing about interviewing Tom Wood. He's going to tell you what's on his mind. Yeah. He is very open and honest, very confident in his team. There's no hiding what he's going to look to do. I think he just gave you an example there. They're going to try to get the right line matchups. They want to stay away from the top defensive pairs. I bring in Taylor Rammelt sliding into the booth. They're really looking to win those matchups, and like you said, the team that does more dirty work around the goal is probably going to win tonight.
Yep. And you said it. I mean, Tom Wood's a fantastic interview, fantastic coach, and he's black and white, right? He'll tell you what he's done, and he's clearly done quite a bit of homework on the St. Ignatius roster, right? Already talking about the goaltending. It's going to be Wigfield tonight. It usually is this late in the season. He has been fantastic, so Tom Wood on the money there. Good goaltending down in the opposite ends pipes. 23, as he said as well, fantastic defender. Avoid him. Talked about the last change there. Tom Wood clearly done his homework, and he's going to start line matching and getting goals on or pucks on net early.
That's the pro and the con of networks like ours. We, of course, work with the CCHL, here with the SHL as well. Broadcast quite a few games, gives teams a lot easier opportunity than probably in the past to scout, where you had to really go in person a lot of times to do that scouting.
You're welcome, coaching staffs. You're welcome.
So we're
just slip us a 20 and we'll give you more secrets.
We're always happy to bring you high school hockey here, and I want to thank AHAI for giving us this opportunity to bring you the quarterfinals. This is, of course, the 4th and final quarterfinal. We'll have the semifinals for you right here on the SHL Network a week from yesterday, next Wednesday night. 3 teams already through, New Trier Green, St. Viator. Earlier tonight it was Loyola, and if Stevenson wins, it'll be an all-SHL Final Four. Meanwhile, St. Ignatius looking to carry the banner of the Chicago Catholic Hockey League. They've had a really outstanding season, looking for their first Kennedy Cup in program history.
Yep. They have game 2 on Saturday of that matchup. Bennett, who was knocked out in these state playoffs last night by the Sticks of New Trier Green by a score of 6-0. Though it wasn't as far apart a game as the score would lead you to believe. There were a couple funky bounces early.
Fluky goals for sure.
I mean, no doubt that New Trier Green, you know, the amount of talent on that roster, and they've been there, done that, no question. But it certainly was not as dominant a victory for New Trier Green as that scoreline may tell you. Nonetheless, Max, you said something interesting there. If Stevenson wins, it's an all-SHL Final Four. It was almost an all-SHL Elite 8, St. Ignatius being the only team in state outside of the SHL that was given a bye all the way up through the Sweet 16. All other 7 teams, Scholastic Hockey League stalwarts. So
our very first action off the puck drop was a St. Ignatius icing. Some 35 in net, Sebastian Wigfield
Elite.
You don't often see goalies with a C on their chest. But it goes to show you what he means to this team, the backbone of the St. Ignatius Wolfpack, part of that extremely experienced defensive core that won the CCHL regular season. Here's a shot, a very smooth glove save from Wigfield.
Taylor, the point you brought up earlier about the possibility of an all-SHL Final Four, I do believe the last 2 Final Fours as well were also all-SHL.
Does not surprise me, Mr. Rubin. The talent in the Scholastic Hockey League just gets better and better every year. We see it. Top programs in state. Minus a few, there's some great programs that haven't made their way to the SHL. We see some in the Chicago Catholic League, Ignatius, Bennett Academy, Providence Catholic every couple of years has a really strong season. This year they were elite. I mean, their defense allowed the fewest goals in state. Couldn't score any.
I was just going to say, certainly on the mind of St. Ignatius is carrying the banner for the CCHL. That's certainly on their mind, certainly playing for themselves. Also know they're representing the Catholic League as well. Like you mentioned, been an all-SHL Final Four the last couple of years. They're looking to make a change in that department as this stretch pass from Stevenson just goes a little bit too far.
Max, I talked there briefly about Providence Catholic's defense allowing the fewest goals in the state of Illinois this season. Second least is the St. Ignatius team. I mean, 6 senior defenders, we've talked about it. They have a couple guys on the back end there that are all staters. Serious talent on this defense, so Stevenson going to have to bring their offensive A game if they want to put a couple in the net tonight.
Here's a shot steered aside by starting netminder for Stevenson, Jonathan Adler. Having a nice season himself, a touch under 91% save percentage, just over 2 goals allowed per game. It's tough when not 2 goals a game doesn't even get you mentioned. It just goes to show you how much goalie talent there is here in the state of Illinois.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, there are so many young men that I do not envy at all being the Illinois All-State Selection Committee trying to choose who the goaltenders are going to be for the All-State game. I mean,
Luke Brzezinski was the CCHL Player of the Year in net for Providence.
You have 2 in Loyola that can do it any night. Wigfield's fantastic. We have, I'm blanking here, Max. Who was just in net 30 minutes ago here?
Luke Winger.
Luke Winger, thank you.
There's another one for you. I mean, thank you, Ruben, down there on.
Here's Alan Wu coming in, giving up a quick rebound in front. Wigfield able to keep it out. But yeah, no doubt. A lot of talent in net around the state.
Danker from Naperville North. Kazmarek from York. Brzezinski, Providence Catholic. Max, you mentioned him. Josh Adler, first team All-State. So, I mean, there are some seriously talented goalies in Illinois this year.
Here's Velarde. He drops a Junta the shot. Looking for a deflection along the ice. Never got one, did Joey Junta. CCHL Defensive Player of the Year. There's another shot from Junta, knocked down in front by Wu, and trickles out of the zone. Bobby Eber has to collect for the Wolfpack. Will Karnick joining the play, captain for the St. Ignatius side, coming off a 3-2 Game 1 win in the Kennedy Cup final. Game 1 happening last weekend. Here's a shot from Fitzpatrick, steered aside. Game 2 will be on our sister network, the CCHL network, Saturday afternoon. We have the CCHL and the SHL championships at the same time, so we'll have 2 crews out there.
Max, you mentioned Joey Junta, one of 5 CCHL All-Stars on the St. Ignatius team. I mean, similar to a Loyola Academy, they have a ton of top-end talent. Sebastian Wigfield, Bobby Ebert, Joey Junta, Will Karnick, Paul O'Grady, all 5 of them CCHL All-Stars. And, well, we just had the SHL Coach of the Year in Coach Philbin from GBS. Right now, we have the CCHL Coach of the Year in Matt Smith belonging to St. Ignatius.
Matt Smith, a great friend of the network.
Yeah.
Always gives a great interview. We look forward to that before the 3rd period.
Mr. Rubin, you better have some great questions ready for CCHL Coach of the Year, Matt Smith. Always a really, really fun interview. Very engaging. So, yeah, we're definitely excited to bring you that at home.
Couldn't agree more, Taylor. Probably one of the best interviews, but Tom Wood also gives some of the best interviews, too.
We were talking about it before the game. Not afraid to tell you what's on his mind, what his plan is. Because at the end of the day, he trusts his team, he trusts his system. It's like the old adage, we'll tell you what play we're running, we're still going to beat you. Here's Biedron in his own zone, trying to force it out. Jete back to support. Really that three-headed monster of three-year varsity starters. And Dylan Jete, Raphael Biedron, and Davis Yeagers. Three guys that really led the Stevenson program over the last couple of years. Looking to culminate it with a state championship. Step one would be to beat this Wolfpack team here tonight. That's Jack Reiner able to play on, but not get it to his man. 2-on-1 comes Stevenson. Here's a shot and a glove save from Wigfield. Taylor, you always like to point out J.P. Cale, you saw there, took away quickly the angle on that 2-on-1. You saw the way he was able to close space.
Yep. It's the defender's job, right? 2-on-1 defender takes the pass. If the shooter beats the goalie, it's the goalie's fault, right? But give the goalie one responsibility and one responsibility only. You take away the pass.
Now able to escort this puck all the way out. It's Corbin Klein. Klein was the point leader for this St. Ignatius team. Just goes to show you how many quality pieces this Ignatius side has. That takes us 5 minutes into game time to come up with their leading point getter. Klein now below the goal line, has Myers on him. Polo Grady, side of the net, trying to get back to the point. And Miles Mubarak, he's able to chip it along. Back up top to J.P. Cale, but it trickles back onto the neutral zone. Here's O'Grady. He'll chip it in towards the net. Good stick lift, and getting taken down was Raymond Owens, no call. Now side of the net, stuff attempt, just missing the goal. Here's Wu, plays on to Jones. And Myers to collect below the goal of Adler. He'll go hard off the glass. He misses Jete, so it'll come to Bobby Eber. Now and Wu almost with a breakaway opportunity, and Eber's able to shuttle it along.
Max, if I may, I'm slightly disappointed by the student showings for St. Ignatius and Stevenson. I was expecting a little better in an Elite 8 matchup, though. I do suppose it's 8:40 on a puck drop on a
school night.
Yeah.
Here's a follow-up shot from Luke Vega, and it's blocked out in front. And blowing at tires, Bobby Eber. Now an odd man chance. Pareto trips almost in the exact same spot. You wonder if there's a crease in the ice there.
Got to be careful for that blue line.
He'll jump out at you. Chipped over the stick, past the stick of Harlow. Taylor, you mentioned Luke Vega, Tyler Pan out of the lineup for St. Ignatius, a really important second-line centerman for them. Luke Vega getting the opportunity is not exactly sure what.
That's off.
Yeah, because the St. Ignatius defender just pushed Stevenson forward into his own goalie, who went into the post. That was a weird occurrence.
Good on the referee just to not stop play.
He didn't stop play.
Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
There's Connor Kennedy in the corner, trying to play the puck along. Comes to Stokes, trying to get it to Biedron.
Ruben, I don't know about your playing days.
Turnover, shot from Velarde, saved by Adler.
Ruben, I don't know about your playing days, but if you shoved another player into your own goalie, your coaching staff was going to have a nice talking to about not putting your goalie in a dangerous way.
Yeah, not only your own coaching staff, but also your goalie would probably give you an earful as well.
Yo, exactly right. I don't know what.
Get a good replay there. You even see Sebastian Wigfield kind of flips his glove at his defender, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'd honestly have to say you'd be surprised, though, at how much it does happen of guys willing to hit people onto their own goalie.
it's just stupid.
So 10-11 left here in the first period. Neither side with really any high-quality scoring chances thus far. Both teams kind of feeling each other out. Here's a shot right off the draw from O'Grady, goes wide. Far side boards is Schultz. Stevenson, here's a centering pass taken away by Owens. But Stevenson with the most lopsided Sweet 16 victory. They will beat New Trier Gray 10-0. 2 goals from O'Gradney, 2 from Mendelson, a goal from Biedron, Yeagers, Pareto, Jones, Schultz, and Harmon.
It was a little party.
Almost had to say all those goals in 2 breaths.
And kudos to
Side of the net now, Klein looking for a chance. Owens, he follows up, he scores! Adler made the initial save, the second save, And finally, Owens was able to bury it in the back of the net. It's 1-0 Ignatius.
I was just going to say, Adler did such a wonderful job of sprawling out and getting that right leg pad down for the first save and then the first rebound. But the second rebound was still sitting out there. No white sweaters in the area able to bat it away, and it's knocked home by Owen.
What an incredible first save off the right pad.
Fantastic. Nobody there to help him out, and that's 1-0 for Ignatius at the 9:34 mark. So if you're Stevenson, tighten up the defense a little bit. You can't let 3 maroon sweaters hack and whack at your goaltender's legs.
You saw Myers really more concerned with body checks there than sweeping the puck out. So an ideal start for the Wolfpack to get that first goal here. Like we mentioned, they're trying to prevent an all-SHL Final Four. And that's a great start for the Wolfpack.
And they are a fun team to watch, too. So unless you're a Stevenson faithful, I don't think you'd hate to see Ignatius make it to the next round.
Here's Jete, shot off the toe of Wigfield. This chip going all the way down ice, but not far enough for icing. Arlo, one of the captains for Stevenson. Another one of those veteran varsity players for Stevenson. This class been looked at for some years for Stevenson. Here's a shot off the handle of the stick of Adler up into the netting. And we have a draw.
Yeah, Max and Taylor, I'm seeing the St. Ignatius defensemen at times letting Stevenson forwards get behind them. Stevenson hasn't been able to connect on a stretch pass like that yet, but it's something to watch out for.
Yeah, that's a good pickup there, Ruben. They're flying a forward a little high, right? You got to be careful because those Ignatius defenders have a lot of experience. All of them are seniors, so they'll know when to pinch.
And no sooner than I said it, Peralt takes a great opportunity there to pinch. Nailed that right in time, Taylor, to see that Jack Peralt doesn't find himself out of position. You see Velarde there to support. Now 2-on-1 back the other way. Here's Connor Kennedy. Good back check from Stevenson to even the numbers. Now 2-on-1 back the other way. Great play by Peralt. It was Wu and Lermer. Now backdoor chance. Velarde misses it. Lizette was trying to set him up. Couldn't bury it home. Comes to Wu. Now through the middle of the ice comes Stevenson. Bounces off the puck, gets to Colin Mulcahy, and chips it forward. Lermer to Schultz. A big hit right at the blue line by Mulcahy. O'Gradney able to pry it free from a Wolfpack defenseman. He loses his skates as he comes towards the far half wall.
Mulcahy will have 1 or 2 of those big hits per game. A fun defender. Definitely a rough customer, especially on those half walls. That's his area. And if you have the puck, he'll make sure you know his presence.
Velarde trying to pressure Schneider. He'll go below his goal. Aiden Dooley trying to help as well. He forces the turnover, but giving it away was Lizette. Back the other way comes Myers. Myers whiffs on his shot attempt and cleared by Ignatius. We're going to get an intentional offsides, it looks like. They want it to go all the way down to the Wolfpack. I think it's only going to go to the Stevenson part of the neutral zone.
Max, you mentioned Stevenson here after a convincing 10-0 win over New Trier Gray. Kudos to the New Trier Gray, the 4th varsity program belonging to New Trier High School, for making it that far, just heavily outmatched by the Stevenson team. St. Ignatius, another convincing win in the Sweet 16, beating Warren High School 8-2. You never really know what you're going to get out of that Warren team. They have a few AAA players that, if they show up, Warren might have a good night. If they don't, they might as well be playing a JV team. So St. Ignatius, the CCHL regular season champions. At this point in the year, that means nothing, right? Of course, but a really talented St. Ignatius team put the beat down on Warren, so these two teams find each other here tonight.
Here's Klein trying to get it to Owens. Takes a weird bounce, comes to the stick of Biedron. He goes rink wide, nobody home, hits the linesman for the benefit of St. Ignatius. Now Schneider on the forecheck, trying to create a chance himself while his team was changing. Here's Owens. He looks for a stretch pass, gets it to Klein, rolls off his stick to the side of the net. It was O'Grady who put a shot on goal, but easily gloved by Adler.
So on Saturday, at the almost exact same time as we have Loyola Gold, New Trier Green SHL Final Game 2, we have the Kennedy Cup Final Game 2 between Ignatius and Bennett Academy. Bennett lost Game 1 to this very St. Ignatius team by a score of 4-2. Bennett has won the last 2 Kennedy Cups, Max, I'm sure you remember. So St. Ignatius looking to make this their first in school history.
They've talked about they had 3 goals this season: win the regular season CCHL, win the Kennedy Cup, win the state championship. 1 of 3 is already done. 2 of 3 is halfway home. And they'll take 1 step closer to that 3rd goal here tonight if they can pull out a win over the Stevenson team. Here's Reiner dropping the puck in deep. Fitzpatrick back to support. Arlo tries to get it right back to him. But Reiner pressuring these defensemen all the way. So far, that battle of the forecheck, Taylor, being won by St. Ignatius, not just because it's 1-0. Seen them really putting the pressure on the Stevenson defense. Haven't seen as much of that from the Stevenson side as Wu tries to catch up to this puck. Centering attempt.
It's interesting you mentioned that, too, because those are a few of the things that head coach Tom Wood talked about in that interview before the game, right? Get to the dirty areas, win the forecheck battle, grind it out, win the corners, establish possession with the puck. We've seen Ignatius do those things for the most part tonight. Not as much Stevenson.
Charlie Reeve makes a turnover. Sharp angle shot, stuff attempt. And Adler was hugging that near side post, wasn't letting anything by it.
That's a great move. Cut off the half wall, goes straight to the net. And a good shot, but I watched it land. I mean, Adler didn't move. I watched it land perfectly in the glove. You said it, Adler hugging his post. Positionally sound there. So good effort by both sides. Ignatius coming close to going up 2-0.
Jaegers chips around a man. Davis Jaegers on his way to net, trying to wrap attempt. Looking for Pareto, who was coming up the slot. Couldn't follow that up. Now Reef to settle for the Wolfpack. Rink wide to Kennedy. Kennedy drops it below the goal. Reef the other side, shoots, rebound just to the side of Adler. Again, trying to centering pass, couldn't get it there. And Mulcahy couldn't keep it in the zone. Myers patiently surveying his options quickly, plays up the ice to Jaegers. Jaegers looking for a centering pass. Here's Jete. Jete whiffs on the shot attempt. He still got it below the goal line. Peralt trying to get it from him. And now a check. That's going to be a penalty against Ignatius. Luke Vega is going to be guilty, I believe, of a cross check here. That's the call with 3:33 left in the first period.
So Stevenson to the man advantage at the 3:30. Oh! The tree mark, as Eddie Olchuk would like to say.
Unfortunately, only in the first period.
That is very true. We can't call it the churd. But tree, cross-checking. Vega to the box. And an 18.4% on the season. Stevenson power play is going to come on the ice. Hot and cold. I mean, you really don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes they look really, really solid. They'll run the umbrella on the power play. They move the puck well. Sometimes it's a little sloppier. Obviously, this Ignatius team is a really solid defensive team, so we'll see which one we get.
From my experience as well, Stevenson runs a very good backdoor play, and St. Ignatius not seeing Stevenson a lot this year could benefit Stevenson here.
That's the benefit of having an ex-SHLer here on the network. Very familiar with Stevenson, what they're looking to do. Get a fortunate deflection to the Patriots. Loose in front, sprawling for it, Wigfield, and he'll get a whistle.
And Ruben, you mentioned something there, too, that we don't get the fortune of terribly often here. You know, the last Elite Eight games we've seen are SHL teams. They've seen each other multiple times a year. We've even broadcasted a few of those matchups a couple times. These two teams have only met once this whole season, right? A Catholic team, Scholastic League team. They don't see each other too often, so there's not a whole lot of game planning that can go in other than watching film.
Here's a shot from Jones. It deflects into the corner. Now Jaegers with 1:20 left, man advantage. Gets it back to Jones, top of the circle. Shot! Pad save up into the netting by Wakefield. Yeah, familiarity is a real thing. You talk about that previous game, Loyola and GBS. They've played 3 times this year. Of course, those coaches have been in place. Scott Sorello joining the staff, but DJ and Jimmy Philbin been in place for a long time, very familiar with each other. It's programs. These two programs, not so much. Not nearly as much history as some of the other matchups we've had. Here's Jones skating to the middle of the ice. Bottom of the circle, Jaegers up top. Harlow, he can't handle it, has to swing it across to Jones. Jones drops it. Jaegers gets it across to Harlow. 55 seconds left, man advantage. Schneider below the goal. Schneider looks back up top. Jones, a lot of traffic in front. He bluffs a shot, finally takes a wrist shot, just misses the net, bounces right out in front. And that bouncy board benefits Stevenson. They're able to.
Bouncy board benefits. I wish there was a guy with the last name.
Could have been Bennett. Here's Chate, pass backdoor. Harlow shoots, and Wigfield keeps it out, and it's almost as if Andrew Rubin called that play out. You saw Harlow coming down from his point spot. It's almost like he's watched a little bit of film in his day.
I may have seen Stevenson run a few power plays against me before.
Is that because you were in the penalty box?
Unlike you, Taylor, I did not take a lot of penalties in my high school career.
That's fair.
Here's
When you're slow like me, you got to use your stick a little more than you should.
Myers able to keep that puck in at the point near half wall. Wu looks here with 13 left to go, the man advantage. Really good penalty kill thus far here from Ignatius. Biedron able to play it along. Now a sharp angle shot. Wigfield aggressive out of his net. That's the end of the penalty. Vega rejoins the play. Back to 5-on-5. Centering pass, crazy bounce. Wu scores!
They waved it.
They're going to wave it.
They're calling it a kicking motion, and
it looked like Wu started to kick towards net. It was a crazy deflection.
I disagree with the call. That's not a kick. That just went off of his skate.
We're going to get a really good look of it here. Ooh, that might have been a good call there. Wu looks like he angles his skate.
You can angle the skate. You just can't have a distinct kicking motion. You can redirect the puck with your skate. If you kick with a motion, that's not a goal. I don't like it, Max. I don't like it.
There wasn't nothing there, for sure. I don't think that was completely erroneous. That's a very tough call to make in this environment.
It's like in football. Is there enough evidence to overturn the call? I don't think so, but I don't like the call from the onset.
Fair enough. 1 minute to go here in the first period. And the first big break of the game in favor of St. Ignatius. See some of the Stevenson coaching staff chatting up Andrew Rubin. I'm sure they're asking him what the booth saw. And they'll be able to take a look later. So far, I understand the call. Taylor disagrees.
I do.
We're only in the first period. Long way to go here. And I have a hunch one goal wasn't going to win the game. Here's a shot right off the face-off. Another good save from Wigfield.
Wigfield is so fast and so positionally sound. Man.
Down below the goal, centering pass, bouncing puck. And able to deflect it out. Here comes Reiner trying to kick the puck forward. Comes loose to Velarde, goes around one man, backhanded chance, just couldn't get back to his forehand. Was Joey Velarde, and a big hit behind after getting rid of the puck by Davis Jaegers. Centering pass, stuff attempt, trying to get it past Adler, and it's out at the top of the crease, Taylor. That was awfully close to being over the goal line. I thought Adler had even reached behind him and maybe flicked it forward.
I thought so too for a split second, but when Adler fell back on his bottom, you see it's not quite across the goal line, see?
Oh, you're right.
It's not. So really close.
That's a great eye by you, Taylor. That puck just stopped right underneath the pad.
I think we're getting a penalty roughing to Jete on Stevenson. I did not see it, but they just put him in the box.
It must have been for that hit in the corner. That's the only thing I could think it would be for.
So I think after the period, we'll check for a replay on a Jete penalty, but I didn't see anything.
Raymond Owens gets it on to Joey Velarde. Trying to get it out in front. Towards the end of the period, Adler drops his glove on it. He didn't like the whack from Karnik. He came out ready to do something about it.
He's going to let him know. Good for Adler. Gotta love a goalie sticking up for themselves.
So already trailing by a goal. It wasn't Jaegers. In fact, it was Dylan Jete, so it couldn't have been that hit in the corner.
Oh, it had to be something else.
Centering.
Stevenson, an 88% on the penalty kill this season. Second best in the Scholastic Hockey League, so a really dominant penalty killing unit. We're going to see if we can get a replay of some kind on that Jete penalty. I didn't see anything, Max. I don't know. Ruben, if you saw anything from ice level, or
I gave a look to Jimmy Olsen. He didn't seem to see it.
I did not see much. I mean, the hit that Max alluded to, that was by Jaegers anyway, so I don't really see how Jete could have gotten a penalty.
It looked completely clean to me, in all honesty. So
after one period, St. Ignatius with the lone goal of the game, courtesy of Raymond Owens. We'll take a quick timeout, catch our breath, come back with second period action in just a moment right here on your home for the AHAI State Playoffs, the SHL Network on YouTube Live. Welcome back to second period action live here from the Edge in Bensonville. We're here with our fourth and final quarterfinal game. Three teams have already punched their ticket. One of these two teams looking to be that fourth and final team. It's 1-0 St. Ignatius. After one, not without some controversy, Taylor. We had a goal disallowed for Stevenson. Ruled a kicking motion as they tried to score their game-tying goal. I know you disagreed with the call, but take us through a little bit what you saw in that play.
So what I saw, a centering pass. The leg was planted and it turned, right? He rotated his foot to redirect the puck, which is allowed. What's not allowed is a distinct kicking motion. Just like anything else, the puck can be redirected off of a body part and into the net. Still a good goal. I did not see a kicking motion at all. However, there was enough there where I can't say I would overturn the call. Not that we have that ability, or that this is football. We can't do that in ice hockey.
Of course.
However, I just disagreed with the call. Initially, it would have been a good goal had I been the one wearing a striped jersey.
We just wrapped up the NFL season. I believe we would have gotten a call stands on that, but Stevenson's going to head to the power play. The last minute 6 advantage that Ignatius had for a power play is going to be eliminated here, so we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for a little over a minute.
And the organist doing a wonderful job of setting the monotonous tone here. Now, by organist, I mean the pair of dads in the penalty box that have so graciously volunteered to play the music tonight. Going the extra mile.
So, offensive zone draw here. Lots of space on the ice. Pond hockey, as Taylor normally reminds us.
Open it up.
J.P. Kale gets the puck through the neutral zone. Was O'Grady. He couldn't handle it. Comes right back to Kale. Look at the move by O'Grady. Leaves Fitzpatrick in the dust. Has a man coming up the slot. Big glove save for Adler.
Wow. Just a flash of that glove from Adler. A quick release off a left-handed wrist shot, and he just snags it. Quick start for Ignatius.
Definitely a contender for the Schmidt goaltending save of the game.
That was quite impressive there from Adler. 16:11 left in the second period. 48 seconds remain of 4-on-4 action.
Josh Adler, one of 3 Illinois All-State selections on this Stevenson roster, joining teammates junior forward Davis Yeagers and senior defenseman Nolan Jones. Nolan Jones also getting a first-team All-SHL nod.
There's Bobby Eber's shot, deflected, never got through. He's able to keep it in at the point. He's pestered the entire way by Schultz. Eventually settled by Lermer. Lermer playing with the puck a little bit too much in his own zone. Ends up having to tie up a stick so he didn't give up a chance. Now coming away with it. Turning it over right in the neutral zone was Stevenson. Last 5 seconds of this 4-on-4 before Jete comes out of the box.
Getting a little chippy, too.
Starting to pick up the physicality here in the second period. 50 seconds of man advantage for Stevenson, but Ignatius able to clear the puck. Here comes the rush for Stevenson. Down comes Jones. Jones winds up, bluffs a shot. Big save by Wigfield. And one and done for Stevenson as Ignatius is able to clear. 25 to go with the man advantage. Now trying to waste some time, doing a great job of it is Charlie Reef. 15 to go, man advantage for Stevenson. That pass misses everybody. And favorite line from Dylan Ward of the SHL Network, the 2 cardinal sins of a power play, offsides and icing. And Stevenson just committed that icing cardinal sin. As a very troubling sign for St. Ignatius as Joey Junta has just left the bench area. He is on his way back to the locker room. That is a massive loss for St. Ignatius if he's unable to return. We'll keep an eye out if he's able to make it back.
Yeah, guys, I got an update. He broke his blade. He's looking for a replacement blade. He's not injured.
That's why he was limping so bad.
Thank God. If you are a St. Ignatius faithful, that's not only Illinois All-State selection, Joey Junta, that's CCHL most valuable defenseman.
And I can see him right now pacing around by the locker room area trying to find something to fix it.
And it's going to be an issue. If that piece of steel truly broke, that's not really something you carry backups with. And if you don't have an equipment trainer, yeah, they're picking up pieces of steel out at the center ice line. So somebody in the whole building better have an extra skate blade for him, or he's not going to be able to come back out.
Yeah, Taylor, now skates, blades are much more interchangeable. You'd be a lot surprised how many people will carry a spare set of blades in case like they lose an edge or something, or it breaks or things like that.
Really?
Times have changed, old man.
Jeez, yeah, wow. I remember you break a piece of steel. I mean, unless the pro shop was open in the rink, which it is open currently, actually. And
good friend of the network, Mike, assistant coach for CCHL, owns that shop. As at the end of the power play, Reiner comes out, and if you're Ignatius, you think about trying to stall where they can here to try to buy some time for Joey Junta. Someone's got to go down with a cramp, or that's the old baseball coach in me looking to try to buy some time for your team. Finally pried free by Harlow, and he rifles the puck out of play. Schneider, he almost hit his own teammate with it. Giving him some business on that with 14:03 left in the second. Tell you, Taylor, Andrew, to your point, I don't ever remember the skate blade breaking being an issue in past seasons. This is my 6th season doing SHL hockey. I think I've seen 5 now this season, 5 different times the skate blade's broken this season.
Well,
we had the infamous one in the New Trier Loyola game where Alex Cheris had to go get his dad's skate out of his car so he could finish that rivalry game.
I remember that one, yeah.
This puck awkwardly bounces back to Wigfield, and well, Wigfield has his strengths. He's no Luke Winger in net, so he gingerly comes and gets that puck, but no harm done.
Oh, Luke Winger might as well be another defenseman. But that's an interesting point, Max. I mean, I think I broke one piece of steel my entire hockey career, and that was back before these Andrew Rubin supposed interchangeable skate blades. And look at that. Now you can pop them in and out. We've had five break on SHL Game of the Weeks this season. So
here's Jones winding up. Shot. They score! A deflection in front from Dylan Jete ties the game with 13:33 left in the second.
And that was a big, heavy slap shot, right-handed defenseman off the top blue left circle. High up at the point, he just winds up and fires a cannon at the net. Hits a stick in front. We'll see if we can get the number up over the left shoulder at Wakefield. So Stevenson draws within one at the 13:33 mark.
Pretty sure it was off the stick of Jete. We'll get the official announcement here shortly.
Guys, that goal was scored off of a face-off. Stevenson has an endless number of plays off of offensive zone face-offs. We've already seen a few of them. But again, St. Ignatius not playing them very much. Look for Stevenson to score off more face-offs.
Now coming right back is Jaegers. And it is Jete who deflected the puck on its way to net. Nolan Jones's shot led the play.
At 13:33, Stevenson goal scored by Jenny, assisted by Jones and Jennings at 13:33.
So Jones and Jaegers get the assists for Stevenson. Centering pass, can't find the mark. Cleared back out as Myers has to take it for Stevenson. O'Gradney checked into the boards. Owens tries to use his body to clear some space. Here comes Klein. Harlow does a great job to stop that right at the blue line. Back the other way come the Patriots. And puck too far, we'll have an icing.
Mark Ashbeck does not love that icing call.
So offensive zone draw coming for Stevenson. I feel like maybe they should be up 2-1 right now, but they've moved on, at least tied the game here. New game to a couple minutes into the second period. Here's a centering pass. Puck bouncing around, comes to Harlow, shoots, just misses the net. He had a lot of room to the left side of Wigfield's net. Karnick below the goal line, now comes to J.P. Kale. He'll spin it around the boards. Shot on net's knocked down by Karnick.
I apologize there. I was looking at the wrong roster. I was looking at last year's roster. I knew 29. I was like, I thought that was Corbin Klein. It is. It's Corbin Klein. Whoops.
Broadcasters are humans too, Taylor. You know,
Wow.
referees are humans, linesmen are human, and broadcasters are too. .11:51 left in the second period.
Another face-off play coming from Stevenson.
And the key to disrupting those face-off plays is win the face-off. That's what St. Ignatius did. This comes to Myers, his shot into the glove of Wigfield. Big 35 in net, tall, lanky netminder for St. Ignatius. Stevenson starting to do a better job here in the second period to get to those dirty areas in front of the net, create a little bit more traffic. Of course, the traffic created led to their first goal. Faceoff comes back to Fitzpatrick. He tries to play it along. Reef knocks it down with his skate blade, and he'll take it the other way. He's got J.P. Kale rink wide. Big rebound given up there by Adler. Now Jones gives it to Eber. Eber looking for a deflection. He gets one from Velarde, but goes up into the netting. Will come out into the neutral zone.
We talk about Velarde a few times each time we get to watch Ignatius play. He's just always in the right position. He's such a smart hockey player. Any given night, any given shift, he can put one in. I mean, especially away from the puck. He finds himself open. He finds himself to be an outlet or an option when a teammate gets in trouble. Just a good hockey player, a good head on his shoulders.
Puck comes in behind the net of Adler. Eventually cleared out by Stevenson and Alan Wu. Just past the stick of Zach Kulik and goes too far. We'll have an icing and head back down into the Stevenson zone. So the pace in the first period, Taylor, we didn't have that many faceoffs here over the last 6 minutes of this start of this period. I think we've had about 15 here in the first few minutes. A much more choppy start to the second period.
No, you're absolutely right. The first was, I mean, it flew by. Back and forth action. Other than a few kind of, I think we had, a couple penalties and a couple times where a play was blown dead, but otherwise it was wide open. I think the first 6.5 minutes of this period's taken 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a slow move here as the teams start to trap up the ice here a little bit. Jaeger's trying to leave his own zone. Gets it to Jete, then Pareto. Trying to force it out, but keeping it in Mulcahy for the moment, eventually cleared. And again, an icing.
You guys brought up pace of play. I would say Stevenson's had the better of play here in the second period. I think Stevenson's really trying to slow this game down as much as possible.
That's kind of what I thought we might see a little bit more of, right? You talk about Ignatius, they like to kind of stretch you a little bit, look for poking and prodding as they come up the ice. Stevenson, they want to bruise with it. They want to check. They want to hit you. They want to muck up the game. Here's a centering pass, trying to get a shot off. Big save, Adler, as he snaps the wrist emphatically off that Corbin Klein wrist shot.
Emphatically is right, doing his best Patrick Waugh impersonations, but that's the second or third time he's made a quick glove save. I mean, snaps at it right away. He tracks it in beautifully. He's got a fast glove.
10:24 left here. O'Grady tries to play it along. Instead, it's Jete who takes it, gives to Pareto. Pareto passes off the boards to himself. Here comes Jaeger and Jones. They might have a 2-on-1. Jones up the slot. Shot! Big save from Wigfield. Klein there to take it away. Saw that play developing, and Wigfield keeps it 1-1. Now a turnover in their own zone for Ignatius. Looking for some space. Jete turns and fires wildly and well off net. Now clearance comes to Klein, trying to go around Myers. He does. It's just Myers and Harlow. Harlow does a nice job of kicking that puck into the corner. And captain for Stevenson calmly collects that puck. Cleared out. Here's Jaegers. Jaegers and Perrault. Jaegers goes around Perrault, trying to finish the play. Tries to drop it to Pareto. Jaegers just could not get a shot off there as he tried to make his way around Jack Perrault. Here's Perrault. He carries the puck in. Sharp angle shot fought off. Now trying to force it out is Wu. And eventually comes off the shoulder of Eber. Breakaway opportunity for Stevenson. Kulik down the slot. Big poke check from Wigfield. What an alert play from 35. You see the wiry goaltender able to reach and disrupt that 2-on-0 opportunity. See it well right here. The way he reaches that stick out, read the play, and
took away the pass himself. I mean, that's why he's such a huge piece to the St. Ignatius team. What a heads-up play.
Guys, Junta just rejoining Ignatius on the bench. He came on the ice but looked a little bit wobbly with that new blade.
So key to get him back if you're St. Ignatius.
Ruben, I'd be interested if you could figure out from him at some point where he sourced the new blade from.
That would be a good scoop to get down there on ice level, Andrew. This puck spins around the far half wall. Trying to break out of Stevenson, knocking it down in the middle of the ice is Miles Mubarak. Drops to Harlow. Harlow skates wide. Centering pass, but knocked down by Karnick. And it'll be cleared by Patty McDonough. Here's O'Gradney. He's tripped as he made a move to the middle of the ice. Stevenson's going to head back to the power play with 8:04 left in the second.
We've been over it once before, but Stevenson 18.4% on the season on the power play. They have a few guys that can get it done. We've talked about setting up some plays off of the umbrella, sneaking a guy to the back door. But it's hot and cold, this man advantage, and these St. Ignatius defenders are very alert, very experienced. We saw it in the first go-around. We'll see if the second is going to be any different.
A face-off to come to the left of Wigfield. They've been able to kill off all three of the penalties they've faced thus far. Here's Chate. His shot blocked in front by Junta. Really clogging up the middle of the ice is Ignatius. They're forcing the Stevenson side to the outside of the ice. Don't want to give up space in the middle, and no sooner than I say it, here's Jones, winds up. Pass below the goal line, centering pass. Good stick from Colin Mulcahy to keep that out and cleared. This puck chips out and we'll get a face-off draw. .113 remaining on the man advantage for Stevenson. Tie game here, halfway through the second period. SHL Network crew here for you. We'll be back here for the semifinals, waiting for one more team to punch their ticket. It'll be either Stevenson or St. Ignatius. 3 already in New Trier, St. Viator, and earlier tonight Loyola. Next Wednesday night starting at 6:40 right here on the SHL Network. Here's Jones on the back door. Jones makes a nice move to create some space next to Peralt. He'll skate to the middle, but poked away. Here comes back the other way, Corbin Klein trying to win a race. Jones able to recover. You see the speed of the defenseman. We're going to get a hooking call. And Taylor, Corbin Klein knows exactly what he just did to that referee when his back was turned. It looked like a hook. I'm pretty certain it was Klein that actually held his stick. Let's take a look at it here. You're going to get a good look at it. That's a crafty play by 29 in red.
I, for a second, thought they were calling Corbin Klein on that for holding. It's the opposite. Stevenson's going to the box, so Ignatius
Oh,
gets
that's the call I knew they were calling. I knew that he had drawn that penalty. I'm not sure how much of a legit penalty it was, but we'll have 4-on-4 for 31 seconds.
Yeah.
So Nolan Jones goes to the box. Couple pair of fives in the box right now. Here's Eber with a stretch pass. Velarde coming up the middle of the ice. Owens pestered the entire way by O'Gradney and put below the goal line. Minute 28 left here in the second, I should say minute 28 left on the power play.
Ignatius full strength. Stevenson been screaming, ice it, ice it.
Junta gives to Velarde. He'll lead the rush for St. Ignatius. 31 points in the regular season did Velarde. He comes up the slot, skates wide, drops. Here's a shot. Good save from Adler. Side of the net scramble, steered into the corner. And it'll be cleared by Mendelson.
Velarde, a great drop pass. I mean, he drew 3 defenders when he dropped that puck off. I can't compliment his game enough tonight and every time we've gotten to watch Ignatius.
He's a very good player for this Ignatius side. Very aware player. We talk about some of those guys we like watching that just have a unique feel for the game.
Yep.
One that always jumps to mind for me is Jack Hawkins for New Trier. Always seems to make the smart play, be in the right position. Very anticipatory. Joey Velarde reminds me very much of a similar type of player.
Velarde on this roster. Another one I'll bring out there is Fenwick's Will Stedman. Just another fun player to watch that just student to the game, right? Right place, right time, works hard, knows where to be. There's a few players that just get it.
Nick Chiappetta's squad. Young team is Fenwick. Stedman will be gone, but a lot of young talent on that Fenwick side. Have some expectations to the Friars next year. Looking forward to seeing that group. Here's a chance side, and they're trying to stuff it home with 13 to go on the power plays, Ignatius. Here's a shot from Bobby Eber. It's deflected wide, turning and firing his Reef, but it was blocked in front by Harlow. Now 4 seconds left. Here's again a cross-ice pass, but an active stick slowed that down. Dylan Jete rejoins the play for Stevenson. Here's a chip in. Now rink wide, 2-on-1. Pareto backdoor, but doing just enough to slow that puck down with JP Kale. Here's Jete. Winds up Yeager's the shot pad save for Wigfield. Centering pass. Yeagers goes around one man. Tried to center it. Here's a shot. He scores! Dylan Jete, as he's falling to the ice, puts it past Wigfield, and it's 2-1 Stevenson.
Hey guys, I don't know if you can get a replay, but Eber was hobbled after that collision with Jete, I think, and I don't think he could get back to the front of the net there.
I hadn't noticed that, but you are very right. He is not moving very well, was 9 in red. A little bit out of position. You see Dylan Jete make his way to the high slot. Spins, and while he's going to the ice, what a goal from 72 in white for Stevenson.
Great goal indeed, but that was entirely set up by Davis Yeagers behind the net. Almost a no-look pass. There was maybe a half a second pass. He looked in front, spun around, fired the quick pass in front. Jete grabbed it, shoots it low, only a few inches off the ice, buries it home at the 3:55 mark. 2-1 now your score the way of Stevenson.
Dylan Jete getting his second goal of the night.
And that's another point for point-leading Davis Yeagers, his 38th point on the season. He gets the primary assist. Jete, the goal.
So St. Ignatius, that got the great start in the first period, is really controlling things we talked about at the start of this period, which feels like it was a week and a half ago. How much they were controlling the forecheck. I don't mean to make light of it. It's been a slog of a second period here.
Good action, but
a lot of whistles.
yeah.
Not a lot of penalties, but just a lot of pucks popping out of the rink, offsides, icing. A few freezes by our goaltenders. Not a lot of rhythm to this, but it was Andrew Rubin who first pointed out the pace of the game had really started to favor Stevenson. Here's a fluttering shot into the glove of Wigfield.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. A quick start for Ignatius. They had the goal off the bat, tilting the ice a little bit one way. Stevenson weathered some of the storm, started to do the small things head coach Tom Wood spoke about, right? Winning the corner battles, being aggressive in front, forechecking, grinding, right? Having a couple white sweaters in the area poking and prodding. Things have started to go their way now. 2 quick goals. They now find themselves ahead.
Face off here is Corbin Klein trying to pry it free, and he's able to get it through to Joey Junta. Junta comes up the left wing. His shot steered wide. McDonough trying to win a battle along the boards, not able to, forced out by Stevenson. Here comes Mendelson, another odd man rush. Biedron coming up the slot. Mendelson opts for a shot, and Joey Junta just saved a goal for St. Ignatius. Mendelson was coming up the slot. He was wide open, and Junta's tied up his stick. Junta gets it to Reiner, and up the ice comes McDonough. Heading towards the front of the net, but easily gloved by Adler with 2:31 left to go here in the period.
Speaking of CCHL most valuable defenseman of the year, Mr. Rubin, were we able to figure out where he sourced that other blade from? Because
I have not yet found out.
one job.
Face off to come to the left of Adler here. Schneider opposite Reef, and eventually puck comes to Kennedy, but Schneider pressuring the puck, trying to clear it. Instead it's kept in. Sharp angle shot. That hit Connor Kennedy in front and never got all the way through. Schneider plays up, trying to win the puck back, centering pass, misses everybody altogether. Kennedy back the other way, just going to chip it out. Peralt goes around one man, but Jones right there to recover, chips it out. We'll have an offensive zone draw coming for Ignatius. Game 1 next Wednesday night will be New Trier and St. Viator, and have those teams had some wars over the years? That should be an intense, physical, but skilled game. Meanwhile, Loyola awaits one of these two teams. If it's Stevenson, it'll be an all-SHL Final Four. St. Ignatius trying to bring the banner of the CCHL into the AHAI Final Four. Regenta steps up. Here's a shot from Owens. It was deflected. Another save from Adler. He continues to have a stellar game in net. Even off those deflections, he keeps it out.
Adler just looks great. That's the second time we've seen him sprawled out and kick that right leg pad out to make a huge save off a rebound. We'll see it here on the replay. You'll see him get down in the butterfly and kick that right leg over.
Save
he's been just remarkable tonight.
It's a shame Wes Anderson's not here. He'd be all over that. He might be hopping on the ice to give Adler a hug. 1:28 left here in the second. Face-off won by Ignatius. Puck comes to Eber. His shot again loose in front. And kept out by Adler, but Owens is going to keep the offensive zone rush here for Ignatius. Eventually taken out by Stevenson. Here's O'Gradney. His shot deflects right to the stick of Schneider. He looks, his shot deflected on the way to net. Bouncing in the middle of the crease. The goal is off its post. We continue to play on. I don't think anybody realizes the goal's off its post at the moment. There's a shot from Schneider. Doesn't get all the way through. Maybe that's just my eyes. We get an icing.
It's off.
It was definitely off.
Wigfield recognized. He turns around. He'll put it back on.
I thought I was crazy there for a second. 44 seconds ago in the period.
You saw Wakefield just grab his water bottle and squirt down by the posts, too.
I thought I saw that movement.
Yep.
Good to know I'm not crazy.
Well.
Face-off draw. Here's Andrew Lermer getting a chance in the dot in the offensive zone opposite Will Karnick. Karnick's able to win it and cleared all the way down ice. We'll have another icing.
What's a couple more seconds?
2-1. 2 second period goals here for Stevenson. They've really taken control of the pace of this game. Andrew started talking about it just 2 or 3 minutes into the period. It's really accentuated here where the ice is really tilted down towards Sebastian Wigfield. Trying to break out is Reiner. Lermer very quick to stop that rush. Fire it right back into the Ignatius zone. Now Reiner with Peralt on his wing. Keeping it in, J.P. Kale. Talked about it before the game. Important second-line centerman for this Ignatius side, and Tyler Pan is out tonight. As a key loss is a 2-on-1 as Kulik, I should say, fires this. And at the end of the period, a 2-1 Stevenson lead They'll head to the locker room feeling good about that second period for Ignatius. They're going to have to come out with something more offensively here coming in the third.
Yeah, set up the game plan, right? Go back to the basics. Start attacking a little more, right? Stevenson, meanwhile, found their game plan. Start executing in the corners, winning those dirty battles, getting in front, getting pucks on net, being aggressive. More importantly, forechecking. We heard Tom Wood use that word a few times. That's what they started to do. They got 2 quick ones, and they're going to head to the locker room up by just 1. There's plenty of time left.
So we're going to take a timeout, catch our breath, let the ice get cleaned, and we'll come back with third period action in just a couple of minutes right here on your home for the AHAI quarterfinals of the SHL Network on YouTube Live. Welcome back live to third period action here in our fourth and final quarterfinal matchup from the Edge in Bensonville. It's a 2-1 Stevenson lead after 2 periods. They got 2 in that second period to take the lead away from St. Ignatius. For more on how Ignatius is going to look to battle back in this game and make a Final Four appearance, we're going to send it down to ice level where Andrew Rubin standing by with St. Ignatius head coach Matt Smith.
Thanks, Matt. I'm here with Coach Matt. Coach, first period was kind of your guys' pace. Second period was more Stevenson's pace. What led to that change?
Well, yeah, the penalties didn't help. Didn't like our penalties. Kind of gave them a roadmap back, and we took our foot off the gas, and shame on us. I mean, they're a very good hockey team. The second period just wasn't good enough.
You guys seem to have a lot of success finding space in front of their net. How do you look to exploit that in this period?
Well, we got to put our foot on the gas and really pressure them down low and just junkyard dog here and, not relent. But, yeah, 1 goal is not going to be good enough, and we knew it was going to be a tight fit, but whoever wins this third period is going to advance.
Thank you very much. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, very simple message there from Matt Smith. We got to be tougher, right? That's basically what he's
Junkyard
saying.
dog.
We've got to be tougher. We got to be a little bit meaner, and we not in a legal way. As he said, stay out of the box, but tougher in front of the net. Get to those dirty areas the way they did in that first period.
Yeah, I mean, the moment they stopped doing that, you started to see Stevenson win those corner battles and win the front of the net battles. You got those 2 quick ones. Ignatius needs to find their feet underneath them again, right? Needs to start attacking. And I love it. Junkyard dogs. That's the right mentality, right?
That's Matt Smith for you. He's very on his sleeves. He's going to tell you what he's feeling, much like Tom Wood. Gotten to know Matt over the last couple of months covering the CCHL. Great coach at the helm at St. Ignatius. And they've got 17 minutes to change the script, carry that flag of the CCHL, and of course carry the flag of the St. Ignatius Wolfpack into the Final Four. Meanwhile, Stevenson, like we talked about, really found their game. I thought it was a really good point by Matt Smith, something I hadn't even thought about. It was really those power plays that started to get Stevenson back into their game.
Yeah, I think he said the word roadmap, right? It gave them kind of a guided light back into this game. Lo and behold, after the next period, they're up by a score of 2-1. So.
Couple of all-state goaltenders going at it here tonight, and Jonathan Adler and Sebastian Wigfield.
As a matter of fact, I'm checking to see if they're going to be on the same all-state team. They are not. Josh Adler will be on the Illinois all-state white team, and the red team will have Sebastian Wigfield and Luke Winger, who we saw in the game before this. So talk about 3 all-state goalies, getting to watch them here in one evening under one roof.
Face-off won by Ignatius. Junta with a little bit of trouble handling that puck at the blue line, so not able to quite set up what he was looking for. That puck goes all the way for icing. If Luke Winger was in net, he would have caught it at the blue line. Just 26 seconds into this third period. Another offensive zone draw to come for Ignatius. Winner of this game will face Loyola Gold next Wednesday night. Doubleheader right back here at the Edge. And Trier and St. Viator will play in the first of that doubleheader. And you'll be able to see that right here on the SHL Network. Go ahead and subscribe to the SHL Network. Hit that subscribe button. You'll get the alert the second that event's created. You'll be ready to go. Here's a shot from Wu. Puck bounces out into the slot. Now Wigfield behind his own net. Able to play calmly to Corbin Klein. Now to Joey Velarde, skates wide. Most times when something good happens for the St. Ignatius side, it's started by Joey Velarde. Shot knocked down. Pareto uses his stick to collect. 2-on-2 comes Stevenson. Wu comes up the slot. Pareto crisscrosses him. Here's a shot from Wigfield. And the strong wrist of Wigfield as Wu was charging at net, almost knocked it out.
And he heard about it from those Ignatius defenders. Looked like he almost nicked the glove right there, yeah. And you'll see.
Joey Chinta, the all-state defenseman, didn't like it.
Nope, don't touch my goalie. Speaking of Joey Chinta, Andrew Rubin, where did he get that new skate blade from?
I just got an update, guys. I believe he's borrowing skates from somebody on Loyola.
I had a feeling.
From someone on Loyola.
What a nice.
Wow, talk about sportsmanship.
No kidding. He may play here in just a few days, but for now he's letting him borrow a skate. I think if
after it's over, snip the bottom lace and hand it back.
Here's JP Cale chipping it into the offensive zone at Jones's feet. And Grady trying to dig it out of the corner. It comes to Stokes. Now Karnick far half wall. Gets it to Reiner. And Grady has the puck jump over his stick, so Harmon's going to be able to play it out for Stevenson. Mubarak behind the goal line. Tries to drop it and goes right to Yeager. Centering pass, shoots, and Wigfield just keeps it out of the net. Nice play there by Yeagers. Jete holding the puck. It was Harmon that lost his stick, so he had to head back to the bench. Finally comes free, eventually taken away by Connor Kennedy. Kennedy going to just try to occupy some time as 4 fresh sweaters come on the ice for Ignatius. Reiner jumping up into the play. Oh.
Yep. It hit the official and came back onside, then it was touched by a St. Ignatius player, so that is the right call.
Another look at this no-look pass from Yeagers and the shot from Harmon.
He bats that away, but wow. Quick reaction. That was dangerous.
Been a well-officiated game so far tonight, I think, Taylor.
I would absolutely agree.
I know you had the qualm with the disallowed goal, but other than that, we can be hard on the referees sometimes. I like to give them credit where credit's due. They've been good tonight. There's a shot from Reiner, knocked down in front. Would sure hope so here in the AHAI Elite 8. You would hate to see ever come up to the stripes. Here's McDonough trying to go past Fitzpatrick at the blue line. He's stonewalled. And Peralt has to hand off to Reef. Here's Reef with some space. He'll fire it in towards Adler. He'll steer it aside. Reef coming right back. He gets taken down. That's going to be a penalty. That's a great play by Charlie Reef. That is all effort. And he gets an unsportsmanlike, a terrible response by Reef. And that's going to be coincidental when Ignatius should have been on the power play.
I saw Fitzpatrick. I saw the penalty, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. I did not see the retaliation. So, I mean, that's clearly an interference. But I did not see. What did he do in response
Jimmy,
there, Max?
Do we have that look kind of after that hit happened? See if we can extend that replay just a little bit. Jimmy hates it when I do this to him. Oh, but Johnny on the spot, he's got it. So you see him draw the penalty, gets dragged down after the play, kind of stands over him and then kind of elbows him in the chest.
Right in the chest,
Just didn't need to do that if you're Reef.
No reason to do that. So, I believe it was, 13:34 mark, so we'll get a whistle after the 11:34 mark, and the two of them will
looking for a centering pass.
free.
Bobby Eber gets this free, deflects right into the slot. Backdoor shot, big save from Adler. Good look on that play for Ignatius.
Been huge tonight for Stevenson.
So, of course, in high school hockey, we stay 5-on-5. Comes back to the point. Here's Jones. He'll try to fire on net whiff, so just has to drop it below the goal line. Pareto centering pass gets deflected into the slot, trying to clear it out, and eventually O'Grady gets it on to Corbin Klein. Playing off the boards, trying to keep it in. Was Junta not able to? Here's Eber. Bad break for him as that hit the skate of the referee. Now bad change here for Ignatius. 2-on-1 comes Stevenson. Yeager's up the slot. Big save by Wigfield. He keeps it out. And forced out of the zone. Really bad break there for Ignatius. Wasn't a bad change. They were trying to dump it and it hit the linesman and didn't get deep.
Meanwhile, if you're Stevenson, Yeager's usually a sniper, if you will.
Here's Reiner. His shot. Stick save by Adler, keeping that out. Schneider below the goal line. Velarde trying to get the puck towards the middle of the ice. Comes back to the point, Mubarak. He's just going to throw it behind the net. Comes all the way to Velarde. Velarde a big hit as he got rid of the puck. Reiner below the goal. Velarde trying to take it from Harlow. Harlow chips up to Schultz, and he'll take it out of the zone. Goes around Mubarak, but J.P. Kale there. Harlow pinching in to keep that in. Kale eventually able to take it back and cleared.
As I was saying there, Jaeger's usually able to pick his corner, elects not to pass, but shoots it right into the chest of Wakefield there on that 2-on-1 chance.
There's centering pass loose in the crease. Able to steer it aside.
The entire Stevenson fan section had an opposite angle. The puck was behind the net, but it looked like it had hit the net and gone in. So
there's a full-on celebration.
Oh yeah,
there.
Jumping up and cheering.
Aiden Dooley able to force the puck out. Here's Luke Vega. Lizette calling for the puck. Ignatius trying to get a shift out of their fourth line here. Buy them some time with their top guys who they've really been riding here in this game. Here's Jate around a couple of defenders. Mess in front. Taken away. Tom Wood talked about it before the game, Taylor. They felt like they had a depth advantage. At some point, Ignatius was going to have to roll some of their bottom two lines. You're seeing a little bit of it here. Now forced out. It's going to be a 2-on-1. Oh, Jate and Wu trying to get back as Peralt. Jate and denied by Wigfield. Now Peralt right back, trying to go around Myers. He's checked as he enters. Oh my goodness, Adler almost lets that puck go by. And folks, if you could pay to see the look on Taylor Rammelt's face right now. Wow. Adler very casual there with that puck. That's offsides by Raymond Owens. We got another look at that, Jimmy. That was...
I mean, he innocently just goes to stick it to side. And it goes, oh my, and it hits the post.
10:04 left in the third. Going to give Tom Wood a heart attack down there on the bench.
Adler thanking whatever gods he prays to. My gosh.
You see Wigfield, his counterpart, much more cautious there.
He almost trapped that puck. Wow.
So under 10 minutes to go now. Stevenson still leading by a goal. Here's Biedron.
And as well...
Here's Harlow on the follow-up. That shot wide of the net.
I was going to say, as well as Adler's been playing tonight, if that would have been the goal that ties it, oh.
Here's a chance for Schneider, but the active stick from Colin Mulcahy gets that out of the way. A bunch of bodies sprawling around at the St. Ignatius blue line. Corbin Klein, just a little bit of frustration, I think, there from 29 in red. Shoves Fitzpatrick as he entered the zone. 9:15 left here. That's going to be interference against Rafi Biedron. I have no idea what he was doing there.
On what planet did the captain of Stevenson think, I'm heading to my bench, the puck is nowhere near me, and I'm going to cross-check.
You see it in this replay here. He's just on his way to his bench, and for no explainable reason, I think he's shaking his head himself.
I mean, what in the world?
See again here, just I don't have any words for that. 9:07 left in the third period, a 2-minute critical power play here for St. Ignatius.
Critical is right. I mean, for your captain, it puts you in that perspective, that position. Down 1 goal, 9 minutes left, and you're going to give Ignatius a power play here. Just brutal.
Reef able to fire the puck below. Back to the point, and Junta drops it to Velarde, below the goal line, centering pass, trying to stuff it home, and the goal's off its post. Ignatius right on the doorstep. Adler keeps him out. Good thing it wasn't a chip in for Adler. And you ask Adler to make the toughest saves, he'll make them, and a harmless dump in almost beats him. 8:50 to go in the third. Will Karnick with a critical offensive zone draw, one of their best centermen. He's able to win it. Comes to Reef. Now Klein shuttles it back to Reef. Back up top, Velarde. He fires, gets a deflection from Klein, but not on net. Trying to force it out is Stevenson. Able to keep it in for a second. Oh, would have had a 2-on-1 if he would have held the puck for one more second. On the side of Stevenson, Mendelson. And with 1:15 up the ice comes Ignatius. Klein able to settle the puck. He's got Klein coming up the slot. And cleared by Stevenson, 1 minute left on the power play. Stretch pass as Jones shoves the man down to the ice. No call from the referee. And cleared by Stevenson. Here's Wu short-handed. Wu trying to go around a man, does. Tries to get a shot off, but getting just enough was Wigfield. Now, Bobby Eber's going to just settle things down as 30 seconds left on this power play. Here's Wu still pressuring. Owens leads the rush. Goes rink wide to O'Grady. O'Grady going to turn on the Jets, dump it deep. Hard off the glass and went off the bench of Stevenson, and it's going to stay in the offensive zone for Ignatius. Stevenson wanted it to come outside. They're not going to get it. 18 seconds to go, and the man advantage for Ignatius. Well, the referees will have a conversation. Stevenson's bench wants this draw out in the neutral zone. I'm going to say it was off a deflection. It'll stay down in the Stevenson end.
Yeah, he said off white.
Face off one cleanly by Ignatius, comes to Eber. His shot just over the crossbar. Karnick to collect below the goal. Now Owens gets it back. He'll go off the boards with 8 seconds left, man advantage. Eber couldn't handle. He'll have to just drop it to Reef. Comes loose to Owens. Ginta starting to get involved. Here's the shot blocked by Stokes in front. Bouncing around the crease. And it was played by Ignatius and cleared by Stevenson on net by Wigfield, so no icing. Now with some space, would have been Karnick. He fumbles the puck through the neutral zone, and Reef will fire it down ice. Reef was out there for that entire power play. Not holding anything back are the Wolfpack. Now Peralt through the middle of the ice to Kennedy. Kennedy lowers his shoulder. He's checked off the puck by Jones. Coming to help is Lizette. Lizette finally carries it loose. But Wu comes away with it, carries it for Stevenson. Rink wide to Schneider. Puck comes loose, back the other way is Lizette. Quickly erasing that is O'Gradney. And Schneider back the other way. O'Gradney trying to sandwich Colin Mulcahy behind the goal, but Lizette settles with 5:45 left here in the third. Here's Peralt. Peralt carries. He's just going to shuttle it on Adler. Gets a rebound. Wasn't there in time to put it back on net. Mubarak sprinting for that far point to keep it in. He does. J.P. Kale slow to get off the bench there as Ignatius was holding the puck in the offensive zone. Went for a defensive change. Took J.P. Kale a long time to get off the bench. 5:12 left here. Clock starting to tick. Oh, nice move by Velarde. Good stick check from Jete to lock that free. Reef checked by Jete into the boards. Able to sustain it. Trying to pop it into the slot. Not able to get it free. But Reef gets it. Fires it below the goal line. Here's Velarde trying to center it. Now O'Grady. Back up top. Here's Mubarak. Shot blocked in front. Comes to Biedrin and he'll clear. Now trying to get it rink wide to Lermer. Wigfield a little bit of trouble handling that puck. Almost backed it into his own net. Mubarak able to settle for Ignatius. Through the middle of the ice comes Velarde, but taken away by Kulik and cleared by Stevenson. Now Jaegers as he enters the Wigfield zone. Forehand shot, big save by Wigfield, keeping his team in the game. And Velarde clears. Oh, and a big hit. It takes out the linesman. Yeah, we get a good chuckle out of it.
That's a reactionary
call. We're going to get a penalty.
Too. Yeah, that's a bad call. I mean, he's looking out for his linesman. It was a hit into the linesman, but that's not an interference in any way, shape, or form. That's an official looking out for his officiating staff buddy.
Yeah, tough call.
I mean, the puck was a few feet away, rode him into the wall. It wasn't his fault that there was a linesman there. It was the linesman that caused the collision. I mean, that's why I think it was Bobby Eber went down. It wasn't because of the hit. It was because of the linesman. That's not a good call.
So empty is St. Ignatius so far on the power play. They can't get this opening draw. And Taylor, we've reached the point where after this power play, it'll be just about time to pull Sebastian Wigfield. This becomes so critical. Owens with some speed through the slot, shoots. What a save by Adler.
Max, I'll be honest. I again, you have a man advantage. Win possession on this draw, and then pull him. I'd pull him now. 6 on 4.
Aggressive.
Yeah, but you got 3:30 left. This is do or die.
We'll keep an eye down on to our left on
Time
the
out.
Wigfield goal.
We'll see. Matt Smith may be thinking something similar. Draw up a play, get possession. Get Wigfield, who's been spectacular tonight. Get him off the ice. Get a 6th attacker. 6 on 4. Wow.
Yeah, guys, I just want your opinion on this. We've seen Adler make a lot of nice glove saves tonight. You wonder why Ignatius keeps going back there.
You know, Ruben, you bring up a good point. Not only there, but I've seen a lot of Ignatius, 2-on-1s, 2-on-0s, 3-on-2s, odd man breaks, where the one player elects to shoot, doesn't pick a corner, puts it into the chest, the pads, the leg pads, or high glove. They just haven't done a good job of trying to pick corners or pass in front of the net.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. I also think that Adler is a little bit more, gives up more rebounds than most goalies as well. So you'd also think you'd get a lot of guys to the net, get a lot of pucks on net, but they're not giving themselves, as you're saying, the best chance to score.
No, they're not. They're getting a scoring opportunity and taking a slap shot right into his chest, right into his midsection. An easy save for Adler, or they keep trying to go to that glove. He's been rock solid there all night.
Just also something to take note of, when St. Ignatius worked the puck low on that last power play through Corbin Klein, they got a lot of good chances. I think that's where Stevenson's penalty kill is where you should attack them the most to get the best chances for St. Ignatius here.
So it all comes down to this. Ignatius having a dream season. Aren't ready for it to end. Meanwhile, Stevenson, who gutted this game out, got the 2 goals they needed in the second period. And cleared here. Mendelson trying to win the race back down ice against Reef. Reef able to steer him off the puck and gets called for a penalty. He can't believe it. Gets called for a holding penalty, going back to field the puck. And we'll have a minute 33 of 4-on-4. We're going to get another look at it here.
Replay, yeah. Okay, left-handed shot, goes to the outside. Oh. I mean, that's as ticky-tacky as they come.
Andrew?
Do you guys think that was possibly a makeup call?
I mean,
I'll tell you, I got a few texts from people that said it was 100% an interference, kind of missed the part where I sure hope not. Call the game the way it is, especially at this stage.
interference where? On the referee?
Yeah.
You got a text on that?
I got a couple.
Really?
So
maybe I have to go back and watch the tape again, but
I don't
he hit
think
the
so.
official. I'll
There's
die
some
on
contact
that hill.
before it. And that's, I think, was the concern here with minute 5 left, 4-on-4. Here comes Junta, gives way to Owens, so that'll be Ignatius, who with 58 seconds is going to look to take advantage here.
Maybe they don't know what they're talking about.
As you brought up, Max, this is just, at this point in the game, you really don't want to see the officials put their stamp on this game.
That's what I get for going and complimenting them halfway through the third
Yeah,
period.
no, you're absolutely right.
Here's Junta
And I don't like that last call either. So
Junta backdoor to Owens, trying to get a shot off here with 50 seconds left, 4-on-4. Junta coming up, he scores!
Oh!
Sharp angle shot, goes off of Adler, back of the net, it's 2-2. We'll take another look at it. I'll be honest, Taylor, I started to look at where the pass was going to go.
So, I mean, what a shot. It's Corbin Klein along the goal line, right? He shoots it, it hits the inside of the pad and goes in.
Oh, my goodness,
I mean,
Adler.
Parallel to the goal line. I think it hit maybe lower glove, high leg pad. Yeah, it was the lower leg pad, 2 inches above the skate blade. I mean, there was 2 inches of open space. It hit that and went into that parallel to the goal line. Corbin Klein. Oh, my goodness.
4-on-4 for another 44 seconds here in the third period. We have a tie game.
St. Ignatius goal, scored by number 29, Corbin Klein. Assisted by number 23, Joseph Giunta. At 2:31, St. Ignatius goal, scored by Klein. Assisted by
So Giunta gets the assist on the play, but that's a generous assist. It was just a sharp angle shot from Klein.
And Kulik to the box for Stevenson.
He was the interference.
Oh, there's only one. Oh, that's why he thought he was out, so he left the box. There's 1 second, and they said, "Get back in there, young man. You're not sneaking out early."
1 second left of 4-on-4 hockey here. Minute 47 left in the third. So Stevenson, despite all that, will get 27 seconds here on a power play. Minute 41 left in the game. Here's Schneider. Gets the trailer from Harlow. The shot blockered away by Wigfield. Able to keep it in is Stevenson. Here's Schneider. Cross ice. Harlow right back to Schneider outside the near circle. Flying stick here. Here's a shot. Big rebound. Comes free and back to full strength is Ignatius. Jack Reiner enters the zone, tries to go around Jones. Here's Jate back the other way. Reiner on the back check trying to whack the puck free.
1 minute to play in the period.
Here's Fitzpatrick. He's sprawling. Sebastian Wigfield sticks that left pad out. Collects it with 54 to go. If you're wondering how we do OT here in the AHAI State playoffs, it's pretty simple. 5-on-5 hockey till somebody scores. No shootout, no 3-on-3. We'll put 10 minutes up on the clock. If nobody finds a goal here in the last 54, they'll skate till they drop.
Coming out of this timeout, I'm willing to bet Tom will going to reach into his bag of tricks for some sort of face-off play. This is probably one of the most important face-offs of the entire season for all teams in high school hockey.
You teased it earlier in the game. Obviously, Andrew, having played against the Stevenson team probably more than a dozen times in your years on varsity hockey. And you can see Tom Wood down on the bench. He's got some
Wizardry going.
yeah, he's got some things drawn up on the board. So Taylor will be an offensive zone draw coming for Stevenson. Keep an eye out for what play that Tom Wood draws up. If you're Ignatius, you gotta feel like you got a jolt to life. You got that goal in the first period, way back when, about the 10-minute mark of the first period. And then get that just frankly crazy fortunate goal. But you put the puck on net, Taylor. What happens? Usually good things.
Good things.
.54.6 to go. Whitfield gets back in his net. Meanwhile, Matt Smith's group. This becomes a huge defensive zone draw for the Wolfpack. Like we said earlier, the best way to stop a designed play off the draw is to win the draw. That's exactly what Ignatius does. Here's Joey Junta. Junta skates wide. Good stick from Harlow. Slows him down. This will go all the way in on Wigfield, so no icing. Chipped up through ice. Trying to win a battle's Klein with Nolan Jones. Following him's O'Grady. Centering pass comes to Raymond Nowens. He looks, wrist shot blocked in front by Harlow. Back the other way comes Stevenson. Here's Schneider. Schneider drops it below the goal. Here's O'Grady trying to dig it out for Ignatius. Harlow there as well. He'll just chip it out with 10 seconds left here. Stevenson looking for one more chance here at the end of regulation. Jones gets it. He's got some space. He drops to Yeagers, but a good stick tie up, and that will do it for regulation. We will head to overtime here at the Edge in Bensonville, 5-on-5 hockey. The goalies will switch, so it'll be the long change for both teams here in the first OT. But they will play till somebody scores for the right to go to the AHAI semifinal. I want to thank you if you've been with us all the way since last night at 6:30 for our 4 quarterfinal games here. I want to thank you very much. Thank AHAI, thank the Edge here. The staff at the Edge in Bensonville have been fantastic. Todd, the rink manager, has been helping us all night, all really week long, prepare for these games. Of course, hard work put in by Jimmy the Wiz and Vivian Hernandez working some overtime here. We're past Taylor Rammelt's bedtime, but we're going to keep playing hockey.
Hey guys, I can't emphasize enough right now. They always say no shot is a bad shot in overtime. After Adler letting that goal to tie the game, you have to think that St. Ignatius mindset here. Get anything and everything on net.
Yeah, you start to wonder a little bit if you're Adler how that goal gets by you. Start to get in your head a little bit. If you're Adler, you've got to flush it. You've got to move on and refocus.
And he's been spectacular tonight, too. It's a heartbreaking way for it to get tied up, but you got to put it in the recycle bin, and you got to kick the recycle bin down the hallway.
If you're Coach Tom Wood, you steady your group here. You get a little bit of a break before we drop for the OT. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to drink a water, refresh, come back in just a moment. Welcome back live to OT number 1. This is our first one-goal game, our first overtime, obviously. The rest of these quarterfinals have been at least 2-goal games, but Stevenson and St. Ignatius are not ready to go home. Next goal wins. Both teams with the long change here as we continue to get later in this game. Certainly something to always keep an eye on is that long change. As you can keep a team pinned down in their own defensive zone, can be an advantage as well. You also talk about Stevenson's depth advantage in this game. A little bit more confidence in their third and fourth lines than maybe St. Ignatius has. Here's O'Grady missing altogether. Goes past the stick of Jones and waved by the linesman. So we'll play on. Gotta love the tense hush that comes over the crowd here to start OT. O'Gradney skates wide. He shoots. He tried to find the same luck as Corbin Klein did there at the end of the third period. If it would squeak by the stick of Wigfield, not to be. Here's Junta in the corner. Tries to poke it along. He's got O'Grady there to help him. Comes loose to the middle of the ice, and Klein going to take it out of the zone. He chips it up ice. It was deflected, so no icing. Now looking for a stretch pass as Stevenson touched past the blue line. Back to get it to Mulcahy. Now Karnik below the goal line. Mulcahy trying to dig it out. Finally Will gets it on to Velarde, but Fitzpatrick keeps it in. He fires towards net, but it was blocked. I think it went off the ankle of Velarde. Eagers gets to Pareto below the goal line. Deflects up into the netting. We'll stay right down here in the Ignatius zone.
Something to take note of, guys, is ice conditions. This ice is really starting to get chewed up now at the beginning of this first overtime. And to my belief, there is not an ice cut until after the second overtime.
You are correct, Mr. Rubin.
I do have experience with that.
Yeah, we won't get a clean sheet of ice for another 18 and a half minutes should the game go that long. Here's Jete in the slot. Shoots. Blocked shot. And leaving the zone is Reiner. Karnik's going to take a whack at that, send it deep into the Stevenson zone. Pareto collects the puck. He'll go high off the glass. And Mulcahy will have to collect. This pass fired too far from Fitzpatrick. That'll be an icing, an offensive zone draw to come for the Wolfpack.
Quick line changes here in overtime. Got to keep those feet fresh, legs fresh. Obviously, Stevenson has the last change, so they can do that line matching with a little more depth, as we've talked about.
Face off one here by Ignatius. Comes to Junta. He tries to drop it down now with a breakaway. Here comes Schneider. Eber coming over to help. Schneider's shot fought off by Wigfield. And he gets support from Owens. Good recovery by Ignatius. Schultz fires it in deep. A little bit of confusion side of the net. Wigfield has to whack that away from a dangerous area. And the Owens comes to settle. Schneider. Here comes Jones. He enters the zone. Centering pass to Lermer. Loose right in front of the crease. Trying to get a shot off was Wu back door. He had his stick tied up. Now Owen steers him off the puck and chips it out of the zone. Back to play it is Jones. And Harlow at his own blue line. Oh, good takeaway here. Here comes JP Kill. He's got an edge. He shoots. Fought off by Adler. Puck comes to the near corner. Jones finally able to collect. Just past the stick, but able to collect is Wu. Following it up is Luke Vega. Now Grady settles for Ignatius. His shot stops right on the face-off dot, following it up is Reef. Trying to get a shot off is Reef. Harlow ties his stick up. Comes back to the point. And Mulcahy, he keeps it in for a moment. Finally, won't be taken out by Stevenson. No, Reef's able to keep it in. Reef and Wu come together. Big hit right at the blue line by Mulcahy, but Mendelson comes away with it for Stevenson. He's steered off the puck. And a quick exit by the Wolfpack. Peralt with the shot wide of the net. He's got Velarde near half wall. Pops off quickly. Now Biedron. Biedron pestered the entire way, fights through. Backhanded shot, loose in the crease. Shuttles it back to Wigfield. It's still loose, and finally get the whistle.
The defenders are like, please cover this puck. Putting their sticks down, trying to block impending Stevenson forward, but the officials took a little while to blow it dead.
So that shot from earlier in OT. Here's another look on the save by Adler, and then this kind of awkward exchange. Not really sure what Wigfield's doing.
No, I don't know either. They were hollering at him to cover it, and the officials weren't going to blow it dead until it was covered. So
almost like whack-a-mole, like another puck popped up. He couldn't seem to drop his glove on it. Now a win by Karnik in the face-off dot. Comes wide to Velarde. Hot pass to Jack Reiner. He couldn't handle it. Good touch pass to the stick of Biedron. He skates wide. Fires on Wigfield just over the crossbar. That rides the rail all the way out of the zone. Here comes Reiner. He's trying to win a race, looking for some support. He'll take it all himself behind the goal. Trying to get it back to the point, Eber. He'll send it right back to Reiner. He can't handle it along the far half wall, and it's played out by Stevenson. Schneider into the zone. He's escorted wide by Junta. Now puck pops to the near circle. Reiner blocks it there, far side. Wigfield, they score! Rafi Biedron buries the game winner, and Stevenson's going to the Final Four.
Unbelievable heartbreak for St. Ignatius. Bliss for Stevenson as they skate all the way down to their netminder and hug it out. Biedron wide open on the back door, receives a perfect pass cross crease, holds for a second, fires top shelf, and Stevenson moves on.
What a scene down on the ice. An OT game winner in the quarterfinals. You see Biedron gets the pass, and Wigfield just can't get over it in time.
Sneaks around from behind the net. Biedron unguarded, untouched. The defenders lost track of where he was.
And they put a C on your chest for a reason.
Assisted by number 64, Raphael at 4:46 in the overtime period.
So 4:46 left on the clock. That was when we ended tonight's game. Stick around. We've got our very own Andrew Klein. The PA announced that was Schneider. That was very much Rafi Biedron with the game-winning goal. Andrew Rubin, I should say, excuse me. I'm sure is going to get that game-winning goal scorer. So we will have an all-SHL final for the Final Four teams for the state championship. Stevenson, New Trier, St. Viator, and Loyola. One of those four will win a state championship. A thrilling overtime victory. Heartbreak for the St. Ignatius Wolfpack, who have one last thing to play for. They'll have a Kennedy Cup to play for on Saturday, but of course, this is the ultimate prize here in the state of Illinois, state championship, and their season's over.
A number of Ignatius players still sitting down on their bench. A couple seniors, captains.
We're going to send it down to ice level where Andrew Rubin is Rinkside, he's got a couple of people. I think he's going to get Rafi Biedron here eventually. So we're going to send it down to Andrew with the game-winning goal scorer in OT, Rafael Biedron.
Thanks, Max. I'm here with game-winning goal scorer Rafi Biedron. Rafi, walk me through that last play.
Oh, it was just sort of looking at the back door there. My teammate Cam drove in. He couldn't really dish to me right away. Popped up high on backside. Caught the goalie open, I guess, on that one.
What do you guys focus your attention on now facing Loyola in the semifinals?
We know we can compete with them. They're a really good team, obviously. I think the 2 versus 3 match was obviously fun. I think we're going to really work on just dialing down our defense, working on just really working hard against them.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
And you can tell just how excited Rafi Biedron still was. That goal was scored a few minutes ago, and he was still well out of breath. We're going to get Tom Wood here with Andrew Rubin as well.
Thanks, Max. I'm here with Coach. Coach, massive overtime win. How big is that for your team?
It was great. I mean, obviously coming back after giving up that late goal was tough, right? But 2 seniors making a big play at the end, it was awesome. So, loved it.
You got Loyola now in the semifinals, a team you're awful familiar with. What's going to be the game plan for you guys?
Well, I mean, they got that first line that's so good this year that led our league in scoring, so we got to shut them down first, right? It's going to be all about defense and getting in front of the net, trying to get some cheap little goals like we did today. We got a couple scrummy ones, right? So more of the same stuff.
Thank you, Coach. I want to hold you more. Go celebrate with your team. Congratulations.
What a scene down on the ice. Congratulations to the Patriots. Our Final Four is set. We mentioned it just a moment ago. New Trier, St. Viator will play, and Stevenson and Loyola next Wednesday night right here on the SHL Network at the Edge in Bensonville. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. That will do it for us tonight. I want to thank our great crew as we always do. Vivian Hernandez, an outstanding job getting the great views on that game-winning goal. Of course, Jimmy the Wiz Olsen cutting all the replays, switching between cameras, giving you all the great looks he does all game long. Down on ice level, Andrew Rubin with all the rinkside interviews. Taylor Ramelt to my left. I am Max Anderson. Thank you so much for tuning in the last couple of nights. We'll be back with semifinal hockey a week from yesterday. Next Wednesday, 2 more teams will punch their ticket to the state championship. Until then, we thank you for tuning in tonight on your home for AHAI playoff hockey, the SHL Network on YouTube Live.